Alan, what happened to the break music on the live stream? Do we not have break music anymore?
We haven't had break music for a very long time.
See? Dummy.
Because we don't have any way of playing break music without being incredibly complicated because of the new setup with the new studios.
Oh.
So there is no break music.
By the way, who cares about break music?
Some people like it.
All you should care about is when we're talking.
Dude, people care about so much.
That's when the fun stuff happens. Well, people are creatures of habit, and so when something, I understand that. Yeah. I'm a creature of habit.
But obviously this isn't a person that is a creature
listening
of habit
every day.
because it's been since we moved here that we have no break music.
About 9 months.
Yeah.
Right. August 16th of this year,
yeah.
Cody, is going to be our 1-year anniversary here at 668 Euclid. How do you like that? How should we celebrate? How should we celebrate
Put them on the glass contest.
How should we celebrate 1 year? Yeah, you don't want what people are going to put on that glass.
I want it all.
Let's nip that in the bud right now. We ain't going to get what you're hoping to get.
Oh, I know. It's going to be bad.
Be a lot of fruit baskets up there. Mm-hmm. What'd you say, Poundcake?
I don't know. I know we can't drink live on air, but I just want to have a couple pops.
You guys can. I can't.
Well, I say people out there on the street, if you're not going to get an open container or anything like that, have a nice little water bottle, and we can cheers you from the other side of the window during the show.
Well, that's them celebrating. That's not us celebrating.
Well, me and Bill.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
I see.
I'll have like a claw or something.
Make Mary run the board, and then you can have a drink too.
Well, I don't know where she is. So this would be the equivalent of me being the designated driver in Bill's anecdote about Friday night. I would be the guy. I would be trying to make this show go so quickly. Hey, is there a way we can speed up 4 hours while you and Poundcake get drunk?
Well,
I did ask. You told me. I asked and you told me. That's on me.
Yeah, I was going to say this.
What would you drink?
I'd have a claw.
A claw. Is that what the cool kids are calling boozy water? A claw. There's no way to make it cool. I hope you know this. No way to make it cool. What flavor?
Oh, God. Black cherry or raspberry for the win.
And I doubled down.
And you said you can't make it cool.
I doubled down on my previous statement for the win.
Sometimes if I want something crisp, I'll get like the lime. Oh.
Yeah, crisp. Yeah.
Yeah, that lime is something. It gets me in a peppy mood. I don't know if obviously it has different flavoring in it, but I think it has just a little something more. Because if I want something bubbly and just gets me hype, I have a lime White Claw.
But you also are going to the bathroom after each one of them, too. So that's kind of got to slow down your momentum.
Correct. But that's like, I chug it. Send it back.
There's that noise.
Yeah.
I chug it. And then my car crashed. And then the helicopter came in to check if I was all right. All right.
Hey, Alan. I know this probably says a lot about me, but in Poundcake's defense, the other day at work, my manager said, "Oh, you're going to be paired with this person she's a really hard worker." And he's like, you two are going to be together because you're consistent, you're always here, and you guys get it done. I don't want that reputation, so I called off the next 2 days.
See?
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
That's what gets you when you're too reliable.
I don't know what this notion about too reliable is. The concern is that you'll be taken advantage of? Is that what's going on? What is too reliable?
I mean,
I know what you were talking about. We were talking about, Bill and I were going to be, the WMMS St. Paddy's Day show is going to be next Friday. As custom dictates, St. Patrick's Day in Cleveland, Ohio, as in so many other cities, happens on March the 17th. That'll be away from this Friday. We will be posted up all day long, basically, 10 to 7, at the Clevelander, through this building, across Prospect, and over to Huron we go. And we like to think of these as big station events because it's fun when we're all together. It's the morning show. It's us. It's whatever. I don't know who's coming from the morning show, right? Whatever. Poundcake said he wasn't even sure he was coming because he didn't want to be too reliable. Again, I don't know what that means. I thought reliability was a good thing. It's certainly a good thing in marketing. They crow about it when it comes to automobiles or the efficacy of your prescription drugs. Or reliability is, in most cases, a universal good. But the Poundcake and that guy who left a message on the iHeartRadio app, the reliability is something to fear. And so, Poundcake said last week, wasn't sure if he was coming to the MMS St. Patty's Day because he had been, in his own words, too reliable. And when I asked him to elaborate on that, because he shows up to work every day. And that, to him, he's too reliable. But listen, that guy agrees with you. He agrees with you.
I'm just saying, I already told, our boss, Rob, that I was like, you know what, I'm going to go. Yeah, absolutely. It was like no questions asked. Of course I'm going to be there. And then we talked about it on there. I'm like, wait a minute. The morning show can just, I might show up, I might not. Why can't I have that? I want some.
You can.
Okay, well, I'm just.
But why would you? It's going to be fun.
I don't know. I want to know. I want to mull it over, see how I feel. Wake up. Like, you know what? I feel like going. And then I just pop in there, and then everyone's so surprised to see me. Everyone's so happy. No. Oh, I'm so glad you made it out.
If I don't hear ahead of time that he's coming, I will tell security to not let him in.
I'm like, wait, I decided I want to be reliable.
Nope. They have bouncers. They have people who work there.
Yeah. I was thinking of like iHeart security, but yeah.
The bar will have bouncers. And I'll say,
I'm supposed to be here.
Do not let this guy in.
Under any circumstance.
And somebody will look at me and go, Alan, you know this guy? I'll go, nope, never seen him before in my life.
I'm reliable.
Do me a favor. Pick up by his whole body, turn him upside down like in a cartoon, and stuff him in that garbage can there on the corner of, I'm going to tell you to walk all the way to the east side across 9th and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I feel, like you asked.
I don't know why he wouldn't want to come and have fun with everybody.
I didn't say I didn't.
Well, then what was I don't understand the consternation over whether or not you were going to be there.
Just the expectation. I don't know if I can take that pressure.
You feel pressure from expectations? Professional expectations.
I don't know. It's just
because I'll tell you what, it doesn't seem to pose you any problem when it comes to your 8-week transformation challenge with Orange Theory Fitness. You don't seem to have any problem whatsoever with that pressure. I wonder what's the difference between
my mind and my body.
You're what?
I'm bettering my mind and my body.
Right, but what's the difference? You don't feel any pressure from that. I mean, everybody feels pressure to better their body. You don't feel any pressure from that, and yet you feel pressure at the notion of coming to a St. Patrick's Day broadcast. What could the difference be?
I have no idea.
I don't know what the difference could be,
I can't quite put my finger on it.
I cannot put my finger on it.
Yeah, I can't either.
Hi, Alan. I'm listening to the podcast from, I think, Thursday. And I also didn't understand the whole finger joke until you retold it. And Bill had to literally explain and spell it out for me. And then it was funny. So thanks, Bill. Have a good one. Bye.
You're welcome.
She didn't understand. Duke called us from Bay Village about a week ago. And he always tells us kind of some street joke, or some old joke. And he hurt himself at work, as the joke goes. And he frantically called his wife and said, honey, I've hurt my hand and they might have to amputate my finger. And she said, the whole finger? And he said, no, the one right next to it. And if you had told me that multiple people would be confused by that, I would have called you a liar. Yet that person, and she's not alone.
There's many women
that had to have us read. Yeah. By the way, that girl's got a cute voice.
Yeah.
Hi, Alan. I'm listening to the podcast from, I think, Thursday. And I also didn't understand the whole finger joke until you retold it.
I like that voice. You know who Melanie Linsky is?
No.
She's a New Zealand actress, but I don't think I've ever heard her, outside of an interview, use her own voice. She's always playing an American. She was in an episode of The Last of Us, a couple of them. She was the crazy girl, got started on 2.5 Men. She was Charlie Sheen's downstairs neighbor or whatever that would climb up.
That show.
Okay, well, anyway, it's in reruns, and But Melanie Linsky is in a lot of stuff, and she's a great, cute. She's in Yellow Jackets for people who watch that. She's just a cute girl, cute actress, and she has kind of that kind of voice when she's doing an American accent. Anyway, I digress. Poundcake is the whole finger, honey? No, the one right next to it is the joke, and a lot of people had a hard time with that one.
For once, I got it. I wasn't left in the loop. Out of the loop.
We try it again. Hey, listen, if you crazy kids, and I don't know how often it is that people take spring break on a cruise, but I have to imagine that some people do. My older daughter left with her friends for Fort Lauderdale on Saturday. So she's spending the week down there on spring break. And of course, I always get very, very nervous when she's off on spring break. A few years ago, we ended up being in the exact same complex as my older daughter when we were in Florida. This is a few years ago, and I guess neither of us realized that we were going to be like right next door to each other. And so that was a happy accident. This year, she's got an Airbnb with some friends, Fort Lauderdale. Makes me nervous because she's my daughter, and I want her to be safe. And you know what happens down there.
She's gonna be flashing her boobs.
Don't flash your boobs.
She's gonna be flashing them boobs on the beach to get free beers.
She's not a boob flasher.
You don't know that.
Nah,
You
I
don't know
do.
what your daughter does.
I do. She ain't a boob flasher. But Carnival Cruise Lines doesn't want any shenanigans on their cruises. You know, these people are coming off years of COVID, gutting their industry, so they ain't taking any crap. So they're trying to get the word out to spring breakers who might decide, I don't know, maybe they have spring break deals where it's cheap to go. What the hell do I know? But they're like, hey, you're coming on one of our cruises. You better watch your P's and Q's, Mr., Mrs. They're going to have drug-sniffing dogs.
Oh, God.
They're going to be handing out fines left and right.
No fun.
Well, that's what they're looking for. They want people to have a specific kind of fun.
Yes.
They don't want spring
Corporate
breakers
fun.
running up and down the hallways.
Oh, this is not
If
spring
you've
break then.
Listen, if you've ever been on a cruise where there were people like that going bananas, it is not fun. It's not fun.
I haven't been on a
Even
cruise
if you're
since I
part
was-
of it, like it's fun for a very short period of time.
I just remember almost getting our entire. I wasn't on a cruise, but I did go to spring break in Panama City, and I almost got our entire group evicted from our penthouse for bringing a stranger up to our room.
You brought a stranger.
I brought a stranger.
Yeah.
We were at this.
That's kind of your MO. You did it in Jamaica.
At that time, I was very immature.
We went to Jamaica a
You
few
stood to a
years ago.
McDonald's the other day.
A few years ago. You met a dude at McDonald's. It was the whole thing. So this whole, at that time I was immature. You had some rando meet you at McDonald's 2 days ago. Now, it turned out to be nice, it sounds like, right?
Well, I was talking to him on, at least that person I talked to and I got acquainted with on Facebook dating beforehand. This was like a person I met at the gay club, and the reason why it wouldn't have been so strange, people bring guys home from the club all the time, but this was a scenario in which if you didn't have a wristband, like to
Yeah,
get
you
into,
had to sneak somebody in.
yeah, you can't just bring a random person into your resort because there's problems with drugs and
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
So
It
I
could be
s-
a mule. It could be something already up there.
Yeah,
Well,
I
also, they
had to
didn't
sneak 'em in.
want 30 people staying in one room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I had to sneak him in. So we went up the service elevator. And I don't know why I didn't think that was like a bad idea because I had to get him also down the service elevator. And we opened it up and there was like 4 security guards. And I was like, he's helping me move out. He's taking
Helping
me
me
to his car.
move out of a vacation Airbnb?
Well,
You weren't bringing nightstands.
we
Move
were,
out.
Well, for like people stay there for whatever week. I was just saying it's the end of my time there. He's helping me get my stuff and pack the car.
He's helping me pack something, sir.
So I had to sneak.
This is my friend. He's a packer. He packs things.
That's right. Boy, you were a fly in the ointment in every situation, weren't you? In your what you call your immature years. You were just throwing tacks in the road in front of every person all the time.
I got really, really lucky because I had to
All in the
sneak back
pursuit
up.
of having a good time.
Yeah.
And I can't blame you for that.
I had to sneak back into the hotel room, and we were on like the penthouse floor. Like there was only like another suite above us, so I had to run up like 32 flights of stairs to get back up because I couldn't take the elevator because the guards were in the elevator.
Oh, so then it became like a heist. It became like an Ocean's 11 type situation.
Because
Where you're trying to get back in, get the other guy out.
Because it was stupid. I shouldn't have I shouldn't have walked him out. Had I not walked him out, they wouldn't know. He didn't have a wristband, so they had no idea where he was staying.
Yeah, they would have just been like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my dumb ass, I was in the elevator with a wristband. He didn't have one, and the guards were looking at us like, "Where's his wristband?" And
You should have pretended like you didn't know each other.
I didn't think anyone was going to
He's
be in the
not
elevator.
cool in that kind of situation.
I was immediately.
Yeah, but if you're
going to
do those things, you have to plan for contingencies. You have to know what scenario A, B, and C might be.
I was blinded by the D. I didn't even think about it.
Blinded by the D.
He drove me home, which was another red flag. Like, all my other friends stayed at the bar that they were going to for me. And then once I found a guy, oddly enough, he had roots here in Cleveland. Like, he was from around here. And he saw my friend that was wearing, like, an Indian's hat. And he was like, hey, let me take you home. I was like, okay. And that's...
Poundcake will drop his friends at the drop of an Indian's cap. Drop of a hat.
Yeah, not my finest hour. I was 20 then. So actually, I was younger than the whole Jamaica scenario.
Well, in that amount of time, what did you learn?
Nothing, because I was scrubbing marker off my hand so I could drink underage. Like, I wouldn't even want to go back now. I feel bad for the kids spring breaking down there because you can't even, like, I was walking on the beach with, like, alcohol in my hand, underage, and now they, like, cracked down on that. They weren't issuing tickets. They weren't doing anything.
Well, they're still outnumbered by spring breakers, so it's still relatively selective. But the Carnival Cruise people are like, hey, we've seen social media posts of people doing crap, and you ain't going to come on our cruise ships and do anything. We got dogs that are going to sniff.
It was...
We're going to be $500 fines because spring break is, very high occupancy. So you better know where your muster station is, mister.
It was funny because over the weekend, I was with my mom and my brother, and I was telling them about an Atlantis cruise line, which is just for, like, gay people. And immediately, when I told them that it was just for gay people, they said, disgusting. Like, they immediately said, oh, no. You're like, you're not going on one of those, are you? I said, I might. My mom was like, that doesn't seem safe. She said,
why?
You're going to be wearing a chastity belt the whole time. Because I was showing her videos of these huge, like, 7,000 people circuit party on, like, the top deck. And she's like, oh, no. No, not my son. I'm like, why? It sounds like paradise.
Yeah. Pretty soon, all these red states are going to have to send out those kinds of cruises just for people to get together and have a good time.
I'm cool with that.
Get on the Tennessee cruise. Get on the Florida cruise. So all the people from Florida and Tennessee can go out into international waters.
People are going to take flights just to go like party. It's going to be like the blimp industry is going to pick up in Tennessee. They just got to go high enough where it doesn't count as Tennessee anymore.
That's right. Hey, we're in the ionosphere.
But think
You can't get me, copper.
Think of how pent up people are going to be. They're like, this is our only time to get together, so we have to make the most of it. And it's going to be a free-for-all. I'm here for it.
Well, the guidelines for these cruises, you can't bring any hard liquor or any drugs. You got to listen to music with your headphones. And the only way to get a lounger at the pool is to show up early. You can't just throw a towel. That's the move. You put your shoes there or a towel or something. You got to show up early. That's how they're sticking it to you. They're like, you've been drinking till 4 a.m. Still got to show up at 6 to get a pool lounger. They're not going to put up with any shenanigans from spring breakers on these cruises. Strangely, there's nothing about not showing your boobs on it, so maybe they're okay with that. They still want it to be fun.
Yeah,
Project Fun.
I wonder.
I don't think boob flashing is as big as it used to be. I feel like peak boob flashing was around 2000 when they were doing all the Girls Gone Wild stuff, and because of camera phones and
Yeah,
smartphones and stuff,
it
it's
ruined it for people because
definitely-
people were out to ruin people's lives.
Yeah,
That's when it was new and fresh. And
I wonder, because I know they have TV shows about like the Below Deck is catering to people on yachts, but do they have a TV show about the crew of like a cruise ship? Because I feel like they would have
it'll
fun
be
too.
people like, hey, I'm super miserable. I hate this job.
you mean like
know.
Below Deck?
I'm
No,
saying
he's talking like a cruise ship.
Below
though.
Deck is like
That's like a yacht.
Yeah, those are
I
for
see what you're
yachts.
saying.
I'm talking about
Luxury
for cruise
yacht.
ships.
Yeah.
Because I feel like those people have to have fun. They have to like their job, and there's have to be people out there that sleep with like the customers or something like that.
But they don't want anybody to. All that stuff is very frowned upon, and
Yeah, they're not supposed to fraternize.
they're not.
with,
They don't want to showcase that.
yeah, because everybody gets to clap. It's like,
Ugh.
yeah,
I didn't think
you
about
you
that.
fall. Everybody's from somewhere else. So like you're from Australia and you fall in love with some dude from Senegal, and then
Yeah, and that includes the crew of the ship. They're from all over the world.
yep.
Okay, fair enough.
So it could be entertaining, but it's just not something that
That would ruin
Carnival
their, yeah.
wants to put out there.
There's a documentary, Poundcake, from 2016 called The Cruise about the Regal Princess and behind the scenes with a 1,400-member crew. You can watch that.
Is that on Netflix?
I think it's European, so you might have to. I'm not sure where it is here,
Google
but
it.
it's old enough where it's probably somewhere.
Okay. I just thought that was. I was just curious about that
You
because
should
they have
ask
to have a good
Mike
time.
Paramore about it. He's worked on cruise ships for years. That's where he met his wife. So he also knows that
So they're not going to honeymoon on a cruise ship.
they got to take it serious. They might because it might be free.
Hey, listen,
Hey.
don't thumb your nose at a free honeymoon.
No, not at all.
I'm going to break here. I'll have those passes for you if you want to get to Scream 6. They're doing it all over again. The new film is going to be out soon. When is Scream 6 out? This Friday, March 10th. So a couple of passes for you to check that out when it drops. You want to text for anything else? 351